Hey there, everybody. I am making a laser cutout photo for a band called Whitechapel. I'm making this for a friend of mine. He wants to give it as a gift to his cousin, who is a huge Whitechapel fan. And in case you didn't know, Whitechapel is a deathcore type music. So here is the logo. I just went online, I found a JPEG of it, and all I did was bring it into Adobe Illustrator. I did a live trace, I duplicated it, and I made a solid background layer, and then I made a layer above that. My plan is to cut out this gray saw, and then what I will do is cut out this other image here. These stars will be completely cut out, but this line here around the saw blade, this is going to be a fill, and so I will etch that out, and then I'm going to line these all up and glue it together. So I plan on painting the stars black and the actual saw blade itself white, with this little groove area as black. So I save this and then I take it into Lightburn. Once in Lightburn, I just set this as a offset fill, and this makes a huge difference. It just goes around that circle over and over and keeps going around. It never turns the laser off, so doing this made a huge difference. And then I did have to make 2 layers. So this is my solid layer. I did 2 cuts. I cut this out, and then I turned it off and cut out these here and etched in this groove here. This all worked out real well, and so let's check it out.
All right, so what I'm doing here is etching the circle for the Whitechapel logo of the saw blade. This is 8,000 millimeters per minute at a 40% power level on my Creality 22-watt laser. I am doing the offset fill because it is a circle, and if I were to do it the standard fill method, it would take an hour, and this is going to take about 9 minutes. So it's a huge savings because it's all in one consistent loop. Now that I have etched the ring of the saw blade that's cutting out the stars, and this is the top layer, I will have the next layer be just a solid piece, so I'm able to paint 2 pieces, and it'll just thicken up the logo and make it look a little bit nicer. I was able to cut this out. This is the first layer. I managed to use just about all the wood that I possibly could, and so now I'm going to cut out just a saw blade to put behind it. So you will be able to see black behind these stars. So when they hang it on their wall, they won't just be showing whatever's behind the wall. So right now I'm framing it, and I got the laser turned on, and I just watch it to make sure that the laser stays on the board the whole entire time as it goes around. I'm pretty happy with that, so I am going to go ahead and start cutting this out. For this layer, I'm cutting this out at 550 millimeters per minute and a power of 100. All right, here it is. It's all cut out nicely. So this will represent the back. I'm gonna spray paint this black, and I'm gonna spray paint the front white. I think that's what I'm doing. All right, so I'm gonna spray paint this layer white, and I'm gonna spray paint this layer black. So here we go. All right, and that's spray painted all nice and white now. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna take a black paint pen, and I'm just gonna fill in this area here where it etched out and be black also. All right, so I'm gonna spray paint this black. All right, now I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna glue them together. All right, I went around and touched up this paint using a white paint pen where I got a little bit carried away with the black. So it's all dry now. Shouldn't be noticeable when it's on the wall. I marked which saw blade teeth match, so that way everything lines up nicely, because I just traced it. I didn't actually make this, so they're not all exactly the same. So what I'm gonna do is use a little super glue, glue these together. That is probably enough glue. So here we go. Just hold this down for a few seconds. All right, there we go. That seems to be working pretty well. Looks like right here is open a little bit, but I'll just put a drop of super glue so it runs down in that groove, and then I'll just squeeze it shut, and that should work just like that. Hold it for a few seconds, and I'll go around and check out all the other ones and see if it does anything like this. Oh, got a little bit. One right here, I think. Yeah, I'll fix these. All right, that looks really good. So this thing's all ready. I think I'm gonna spray a clear coat on it.